Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for being here, Ambassador. It's wonderful to see you. As I said before, you're a great source of pride for this committee and a great source of joy for all of those who you've worked with and who admired your work here and continue to admire the work that you're doing as the United States Trade Representative. In 1960, the United States economy was 40% of the world economy. In 1960, China was 6% of the world's economy. Today, the United States is 24% of the world's economy. China is 19% of the world's economy. China is growing global market share. America is declining in global market share. 40 years ago, the U.S.-China competition was for who would make the world's toys, T-shirts, and tennis shoes. Today, the U.S.-China trade competition is about who will lead in technology, in 5G broadband, artificial intelligence, computer chips, pharmaceuticals, and electric vehicles. Today, 80% of the electric vehicles are either made in China or in Europe. Despite this, 71% of U.S. drivers say that they want an electric vehicle. 50% of American drivers cite lack of charging stations as a major obstacle to buying electric vehicles. The Biden administration has proposed an aggressive electric vehicle strategy by building 500,000 charging stations by the year 2030. Can you talk about that goal and the importance relative to the U.S.-China relationship as it relates to the economy?
Congressman Higgins, thank you for that set of statistics. I think that it does paint a very stark picture about where we've come from, where we are right now. But I also think that it paints and sets up a really a motivational picture, too, in terms of where we can go. I talked in my opening statement about the need to level the playing field, to have fair trade, and to have compliance with international norms and rules. And I've talked quite a bit with a lot of your colleagues on the committee about robustly using the tools that we have and then needing new tools. I'll go back to a framework that I found very useful, which is in terms of leveling the playing field and enforcing fair trade. Those are really defensive tools. Those are, to push back on practices and impacts of policies that have a negative effect on us. We can't just play defense. We need a very, very strong offense. And to your point about infrastructure, about looking forward in terms of the kind of economy we can have, the kind of leadership that we can maintain in the global marketplace and in terms of the industries of the future, that is what all of this is about right now. We have an opportunity, and whether it's infrastructure or other kinds of investments, that is as key a part of our China strategy as all of the defensive trade tools that I've been talking about today.
Just as looking at this another way, electric vehicles are essentially computers with wheels. There's no longer a gas-fueled internal combustion engine that relies on foreign oil. If you look at the entirety of the Middle East, it has a population of about 300 million people, approximately the same size of the United States. You take oil out of the equation, the entirety of the Middle East exports an amount equivalent to Finland. So moving toward electric vehicles is not only good for the good that it does for the consumers that want those products, but it's also good for the national security of this country. In the past 2 decades, the United States has spent $6.5 trillion in Middle East wars in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Pakistan. I would argue that we would not have gone in so aggressively had we had independence from our addiction to the oil that they produce. So I think there's another component as to why we need to be aggressive about pursuing electric vehicles in this country. With that, I yield back. Thank you.